Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm William Edmundson, Service Industry CEO and consultant, and I'm filling in for Kevin Price, who's out today. Well, we've got a little bit more to cover. We've got our last segment, and we'd like to welcome Brendan Neef with Victory Transportation Systems. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. Why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about what you guys do, maybe your elevator speech, and we'll go from there.
Victory is a hotshot company here in Houston, Texas. We offer companies around town local hotshot delivery throughout Houston and surrounding areas, and we also can do shipments anywhere in the 48 United States, continental United States, and we also have a brokerage division to offset any kind of different transportation needs that we can't provide on the hotshot side. We can do through the brokerage, which is basically a third-party transportation, and we help our customers in that realm as well.
Well, tell everybody a little bit about what the term hotshot means, and let them get a full feeling for that. So
hotshot in our world is somebody that needs something picked up today and delivered around town, and their customers, our customers needing it today, or something in the Fouchon area in Louisiana's rig's down, or they need some equipment to get out to a rig that's needs it right there, so they'll call a company like ours. We'll put it on whatever size truck's applicable and take it straight to the destination. Or if in going to Fouchon hit a rig, it might be going to a barge that's waiting on this product, and then they'll get it out to the rig in the Gulf.
Yeah, and I was looking at your website, and you guys can handle just about any size item or shipment, can't you?
We can handle anything from a small box up to a full legal tractor load in the dry van. We have dry van capabilities, which means it's an enclosed box, or we can haul it. Primarily, we do flatbed freight on the tractor side, and then we do have some capabilities to do some oversized loads and heavier loads that would be considered oversized or permitted loads. So we have some capabilities in that area as well.
Those are the ones I get behind when I'm like trying to go to Dallas or something.
Yeah, they can definitely hold you up, especially if you got to have some escorts and or some pole trucks that got to raise the lines up if you're doing it inside the city. So it can be challenging, and it can definitely be stall some traffic on the highways or the little 2-lane country roads that you might be having to drive through to get to the final destination.
Tell us a little bit about who your ideal client or customer is.
Well, we've been always broad, a different, larger segment, different types of customers, so we wouldn't be generalized in one area. So our primary customers are industrial companies, the plants, chemical plants, petrochemical plants, a lot of different industries in town, steel companies, valves, plate, steel manufacturers, electrical distributors. So we got a really diverse customer base that is good for us, especially in challenging times like these. It helps to have areas that you're not focused on just one, that allows you to maybe broaden your scope and opportunities.
Yeah, and it's great that you guys, you're set up to go get something right away and get it where it needs to go now.
Yeah, and so that's the little niche that the hotshot industry has. We're geared up for that. That's how we hire our drivers. That's how we hire our personnel, to be able to manufacture and be able to handle those types of incoming calls each day, dispatching the loads and things of that nature. So it gets pretty hot and crazy and hectic sometimes in the dispatch room.
Oh, I bet everybody's really calm when they call you, huh?
Oh, they're calm, but then they want it delivered yesterday. And then if you got a bunch of those calls, which we like to have because it means we've got business on the book. So
that's great. Yeah, one of the things that is great about a company like yours is, as a business owner, I don't have to have all of this equipment and people sitting around only to use when I have an emergency or I need something right away. And you guys are there, and that's what you do, and you just take care of it.
Yeah, and the great thing about our model is we're all owner-operator based, so we don't have any company drivers, and that makes it easier too. So through challenging times, you're not sitting on a bunch of equipment and iron that's in the parking lot that's not moving that you could be paying for.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking with Brendan Neef of Victory Transportation Systems. Tell us real quickly what your website is.
www.victorytrucks.com.
Great, victorytrucks.com. That's fantastic. Well, tell us. Let's now that we understand a little bit about the business, Tell us a little bit about, as a leader, what has inspired you, and what do you think about when you think of leadership development?
Gosh, from when I started the business through today, which we started in 2003, you can definitely look back on the different levels of leadership and how I have evolved and hopefully have gotten better in that realm. When I first started, I was young, high strung, high energy, and displayed my emotions probably in the wrong way and probably not a good way to get people to want to follow you. But over the years, you learn you can still lead and still get the things done, but having maybe a more softer approach and lead by example, but also, try to figure out where people may be having areas and troubles in areas, I should say. And instead of jumping to conclusions, I've learned to figure out what's going on with that person and hopefully figure out maybe what's the cause of some of their issues and maybe why they may not be doing the best job that they can. And previously I'd go in there and just fly in half cocked and, maybe that person's going through a rough time, or maybe that person's had a rough morning or a rough situation all of a sudden occur that's, doesn't have them 100% focused on the job. So learning how to deal with your people, how to handle different circumstances. And so, I spend time on that. Hopefully daily is the goal to how I can become a better leader, how I can better serve our company in that role, and how I can be a better engaging leader to get better results from the team. And so some of the people that I like to read about are Charles Schultz and Howard Schultz, I should say. Howard Schultz from Starbucks.
I thought maybe you were reading Peanuts.
Yeah, Peanuts too. I probably sometimes feel like that. And then another one that I've like to read about is Alan Mulally, who turned around Ford. And those have been a couple of guys that have done it, gotten great results, but then with a softer approach. And so I think that's been a bit huge for me to take that more softer coaching approach, and hopefully my team thinks that as well.
I was looking through some books that I have the other day, some leadership books, and I'm a big fan of emotional intelligence, and that's one of those things that as you evolve and develop your career, you do have more empathy, and you're looking at the big picture beyond, okay, well, that's not where it's supposed to be now, or you didn't do this. There's a whole lot more to it, and I think the maturity of a leader really gets it done. In fact, I had made a note from a seminar I was at years ago where somebody said that IQ gets you the job, EQ gets you promoted and helps you keep moving forward.
Yeah, and I think the more you learn about leadership and the more, like you said, the evolving leader, that approach is becoming a lot more prevalent than probably in the past. And I think becoming a lot more aware of small business owners than maybe in the past as well, because you can tell how it impacts the team to the good in that type of approach versus how it impacts the team with a more gruff, rough type approach. And I definitely can see the difference in how the team responds too, especially even if you're having a challenging, fierce conversation with them, but do it in an approach that lets them know that, hey, we've got to redirect here and change how we do things. But when you do it in a way that's compelling and do it in a way that has a softer approach, they seem to respond a lot better.
Well, and you've got the people you have on your team for a reason, and there are things that they contribute and things that they have experience with. So one of the things I believe, and maybe you believe in, is tell your team what they want, give them the tools they need, clear objectives, clear deadlines, and let them work with it. It builds their self-esteem,
Sure.
builds their confidence, and at the end of the day, they're going to appreciate coming to work a whole lot more than if you come in there half-cocked.
Yeah, organizational clarity has been huge for us over the last 3 or 4 years, and we're even working harder this year to improve that organizational clarity, which, like you said, it gets people engaged. It gives them freedom to make some certain decisions without having to go up the chain of command to ask, can we do this? And when you lay out what those expectations are and where the line needs to be drawn that before they get management involved and things like that, does make a huge difference. And then you got to be prepared for them to make some mistakes, and you got to be able to withstand wanting to interrupt or interject and let those mistakes be made, and then sit down and coach them on how they could have maybe done different. And what we've gotten in a great habit of doing is asking a lot of questions, even when mistakes were made, instead of going in there just directing and telling them how it should be done, letting them answer their own questions.
And, as a leader, with the experience you have as a leader, a lot of times it would be easier if you just rolled up your sleeves and did it yourself.
Correct.
But then you're going to be rolling up your sleeves and doing it yourself for many, many years to come, rather than letting the people in your team grow and take that over.
Yeah, and it hinders the growth of the business. And we found the more that we and that helps you when you hire. So you want to hire for people that can be able to take that freedom and those abilities to make some decisions and stuff like that too. So it just changes the dynamic of the whole company when you look to have that mentality to let people have some free reign, to let some people make decisions and help, because they're going to have some great ideas as well, because they're doing some of that stuff all day long.
Absolutely. And yeah, you're right. They're there and they're in the trenches, and they see what opportunities are to do things better. Well, we've got about a minute left, so if you could just any final thoughts, and again, how to reach you and your company.
Well, you can call us at 713-682-8900, or you can go to our website at www.victorytrucks.com. And if there's anybody out there that needs some hotshot freight moved around, we'd love for you to give us a call.
He's your man, and if you look at his website, you'll see that it looks like they can haul just about anything and get it there for you. Okay, well, thank you, Brandon. We appreciate it, and we appreciate all that you guys do over at Victory Transportation Systems, and enjoyed talking with you about your company and about your business.
I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Well, that wraps us up for today's Price of Business show. I'd like you to check us out on thepriceofbusiness.com, and you can read more about our radio show and about our new Price of Business television show, which airs Sunday nights. And check us out on usdailyreview.com. This is William Edmundson for Kevin Price on The Price of Business.